It's not good morning now. It's like 2 o'clock. It's about 2 o'clock. Welcome to my Sickle Cell Diaries. I wanted to start this series because I feel like a lot of people like me with sickle cell and people who are carriers of the trait are unaware of so many different things and so many different resources out there. I was unaware of so many different resources up until recently for people with sickle cell like me, and I just want to like bring awareness to that, as well as talk about challenges and struggles with sickle cell and growing up with sickle cell and how it's impacted my life, my family, just going through life in general. Probably should have started this a long time ago, but I was just afraid of, like, I don't know, not being seen, not being heard, like, or understood, because for a while now I feel like sickle cell has just been something that people say they know about. They'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard about it, or they haven't even heard about it, or, you know, they know about it but they don't know how to treat people with it or accommodate to people, because it is a hidden disability. And there's just a lot that I want to dive into with this series. So yeah, but anyway, today I'm gonna update you guys with what's been going on with me health wise. I did make a video about what's been going on, but I just never got around to posting it because I was just so nervous about, like, who's gonna watch this, who's gonna really like care to understand this or care to like learn about more about this. So yeah, but anyway, right now I'm currently, y'all can see, I'm in a motor wheelchair. So long story short, back in June I had suffered from a severe pain crisis. Every pain crisis is severe. That's what sickle cell, that's what we call where your blood cells are starting to stick together, and when that happens it causes excruciating pain. So the name for those instances are pain crises, and they can happen very often. Some people who have sickle cell, it may not happen as often as others. It just depends on each person, I guess you could say, but 9 times out of 10 people with sickle cell are in and out of the hospital constantly for pain, for experiencing blood clots, experiencing, I don't know how to describe the pain, for being honest. All I know is it is so bad to the point that we need the strongest pain meds out there. But the pain is caused due to our blood cells. They are, so normally a regular person, their blood cells are shaped like circles, like this. Red blood cells shaped like circles. Normal person, I don't even like the word normal, but I guess you could say like a healthy, non-affected individual doesn't have like a mutation of the red blood cells. So sickle cell is basically a mutation within your red blood cell production. So it causes some red blood cells to be formed like sickles, so shaped like this, crescent shape. And so you can imagine you have regular blood cells floating around, but you also have these sickles floating around. So if they, like, the sickles come in contact and they stick together, they hook, and then more and more hook and pile up and pile up and pile up, and it just causes pain like everywhere throughout the body, depending on where the sickling is occurring. So that's basically how that happens. And as you can probably piece together, is that once your blood cells start sticking together, it can form a blood clot, which is very dangerous. So that's why I've been in the hospital, in and out the hospital since I was a little kid. I've known people who had like even more severe sickle cell than I have, even though I'm in and out the hospital like almost every month, every other month. But when I was younger, I do remember seeing little kids like me where they had ports and they would be in the hospital all the time. I didn't realize they were doing transfusions and things like that because I didn't know what any of that was until I got older, because I never had transfusion while I was younger. Like I didn't need a port or anything, so I wasn't spoken to about things like that. But I do know that for some people with sickle cell, there's more extreme cases. Okay, so the camera cut off. I had to charge my battery, but continuing on, for parents, for people in general, for kids, anybody who has sickle cell, anybody who knows someone who has sickle cell or has family members who have sickle cell, like there are so many resources that I recently just found out, and I've had sickle cell my whole life, so the fact that I'm just learning all this is insane to me. So I definitely want to share what I know, so that way if there are kids who are younger watching this, if there are family members who are watching this, you guys can know more insight on, okay, I didn't know this was a resource that could be utilized, things like that. I just wanted to be a resource that way, because that's how I found out things way later. Like I'm in my 20s now, so it's just like things that probably would have been extremely helpful when I was younger, in like middle school, high school, college. So basically, step 1, find your nearest sickle cell organization chapter. So each state and city has different chapters for sickle cell outreach and things like that. So find your local office, closest one. It doesn't have to be the closest one, whatever one is in your state. Find that, reach out to them, let them know, hey, introduce yourself, say, hi, my name is so and so, I was born with this, or some people don't know they have it, and some people find out later in life. So even if you found out later in life, still do this, like speak and say, hey, and just call them and call the nearest office and just let them know, hey, I have sickle cell. There, do you have any support groups? Do you have any events coming up? Do you have anything that will spread awareness or anything to help me navigate through this situation? Because when I tell you, it will change your life, and they will be able to, they're very informative. Some of the people in the organization do not have sickle cell, but they either have kids with sickle cell or they know people who have it, and they've done what they can to inform themselves of it, and they've learned about different resources and different things that can be helpful for people with sickle cell. So yeah, for instance, they have support groups. Like I mentioned before, the support groups will help a lot. If you're dealing with a situation with a school, or if you're alone in the hospital and you don't have anybody, they will they will try to send somebody to come check on you. If possible, they will connect you with the closest person to you that can come and see you and just at least check in on you and call you and just see how you're doing and be there for you in a way, even if they can't be there physically. Just having somebody who's checking in on you during those times of being in the hospital for who knows how many days, how many hours, just feeling so alone in those moments, like, it's so, like, I'm just so grateful that I came across these lovely people that I met within the organization who have really helped me get through some really hard times. But it definitely does wonders. And also, if you're parents that need more information on how do I find the best doctors, for like the best hematologists, who do I go to, who do I go to get seen, what medications are out right now, the Sickle Cell organization is really good with informing, being extremely informative. When I say informative over and over, I mean informative on what medications are out now, what things are in the works, with legislation, with laws, with educating doctors and nurses better so that they can treat patients with sickle cell better, things like that, because there are medications out there that can help with blood cell reproduction and things like that. There's a bunch of other medications coming out as well, but that's all I can say about that. But the next thing I would suggest would be to find a hematologist. Find a hematologist, get on board with a hematologist as soon as you can. It doesn't matter if you find one later, you've had it your whole life and you didn't find one until later. Like, they will be your like rock, okay? Because they're very well informed about sickle cell. They're in charge of that. That's what they are specialized in, that hematology. They're specialized in that, so they'll be able to provide you with the right medications, guide you to support groups, guide you to events, guide you to different things, and also monitor you when you go in the hospital. If you're having pain somewhere, if you're having joint pain, bone pain, anything like that, they'll be able to intervene for you and look over your case so that you don't get lost in the healthcare system.